Centralization and decentralization. Centralization and decentralization are extension of delegation. Delegation refers mainly to entrustment of responsibility and authority from one person to another. Downwards transfer of responsibility and authority at individual level is referred to as delegation, and when the same is done organization wide in an systematic way, it is known as decentralization. Decentralization refers to systematic delegation of authority in an organization. An organization is considered centralized to the degree that authority is not delegated but concentrated at higher level of management. In juxtaposition, the to the degree that authority is delegated, an organization is considered decentralized. As Henry Fayol puts it, everything that goes to increase the importance of the subordinate's role in decentralization, everything which goes to reduce it is centralization. The norms centralization and decentralization are meaningful only in a relative sense. No organization can operate on a completely decentralized basis since all authority to make decisions would rest at the lowest managerial level and make it difficult to achieve coordination. Similarly, except very small firms, no organization can be completely decentralized. It is appropriate to recall the experience of two of the largest automobiles corporation in the US. The Ford Motor Company at one time was said to have suffered due to centralization, while the General Motors suffered due to decentralization. This example bears out the impracticability of complete centralization or complete decentralization. Factors influencing centralization. An organization or a manager needs to have some reserve authority to indi- integrate the efforts in an organization and achieve the desired degree of coordination and control required to accomplish the specific goals. Centralization also facilitates personal leadership when the company is small to provide the integration and uniformity of action and to handle emergencies. Factors influencing decentralization. Decentralization becomes important and imperative when an organization grows bigger. The main purpose of decentralization is to ease the burden of top executives. The warning signals that points to a need for decentralization can be had from the problems in planning and control of operation, neglect of proactive strategies in performance to routine fire fighting operations, por- proliferation of personal staff around top executives, and mushrooming of committees. Decentralization also facilitates diversification and divisionalization and is in fact a necessary accompaniment, if not a prerequisite. Decentralization also encourages and motivates managers to better performance because it affords them opportunities to take more important decisions, gives them a flexibility and authority in their functioning. How to decentralize? Clearly, As organizations grow, expand, or diversify, the need for decentralization increases. The more question then is how to decentralize. The first step in decentralization, though it may sound paradoxical, is centralization. As in the case of delegation, here again there is need for some reserve authority for coordination and control at the nerve center of the organization, that is, the corporate headquarters. Planning overall guidance and direction for such subunit and division or department of the organization need to be formulated, coordinated, and controlled at the headquarters. If the organizational activities are somewhat homogeneous, say confined to one industry such as automobiles, it is relatively easy to develop sound policies and control systems for the decentralized work units or profit centers in the organization. But when the organization is highly diversified, the deals in a variety of business such as engineering, textiles, tea, and chemicals, it is difficult to develop uniform policies and control system for all the work units or profit centers. Thus, the design of the administrative structure should take into account the need of the organization and of its operating units as competitive units in their own markets. Effective decentralization requires a balance of the necessary centralization of planning, organization, coordination, and control, while decentralized unit should be developed as autonomous business unit operating as individual profit centers with provision for effective coordination and communication. The central management team should have a well established system for measuring, recording, and reporting operating results.